everyone. I'm going to explain to you about the master and also the doctoral program in Tianjin University. And you can see here, you can access the Tianjin University website for the international education, which here you can see the program for the master and doctoral. And I'm going to explain the scholarship and also the documents that you need and also the application guide. So what you need to do is just access this website, and if you cannot access it, make sure the link is this one, HTTP, okay? And then if you're in China, you have to switch off your VPN and make sure your connection is stable. And then you can use the recommended browser, which is Google Chrome. And if you cannot read Chinese, then you can switch here to English, which I'm going to use in this video. So the first one is the admission for the master programs. The master program in Tianjin University is open in 2024, which here the deadline is set for the application deadline to 31 May 2024, and the interview will be arranged from February to June 2024. And please also look at your email to make sure that you didn't miss any information. And in Tianjin University, for the Chinese language related majors, we have the major available for the Master of Teaching Chinese to Speaker of Other Languages, and then the Master Program of Cross-Cultural Education. For that, there's a scholarship available, which is the International Chinese Language Teacher Scholarship, or the Confucius Institute Scholarship, or you can say the 中国讲师奖学金, which you can see here for the information. And I will explain later a bit about that. And for the master program here, there's available English and Chinese taught. Okay, so you can see in the application portal later for the available majors, and also the available majors for the master program available in the link in the description below. And for the master student who are Chinese taught later in their study, they must reach level 5, HSK 5 before graduation. Whoever that majors in international Chinese education, cross-cultural education, must reach HSK level 6. But for English taught program, don't worry, you only need to pass HSK level 3 later before graduation. So that is just the usual one, and you can click here to download the master program available majors for 2024. And the qualification here, of course, you are non-Chinese citizen with valid passport, and you have to have a bachelor's degree and under the age of 35. Remember, if you are let's say 35 years old, then you cannot apply. Okay. And then language proficiency requirements, you need to submit your HSK 5 if you are applying for Chinese taught program. Remember, every major in Master in Tianjin University in Chinese taught program requires HSK 5. Minimum HSK 5, minimum score of 180. And if your undergraduate study is full in Chinese, or you are a native Chinese speaker, you are exempted, which means you do not need to provide HSK certificate. If you want to study the English taught programs, you need to submit minimum band 6 of IELTS or minimum 80 of TOEFL IBT. If your previous study in undergraduate is full in English, you just need to submit the proof of study undergraduate in English from your previous university. You do not need to submit IELTS TOEFL. You can just submit the proof of undergraduate study in English. Okay, certificate of undergraduate study in English. But remember here, for the MBA program, Master of Business Administration, you need to submit minimum IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL minimum 85. And here, applicants, later I will show you the online application portal, the tju.at0086.cn/student, which here the application schedule is from October 15th to May 31st, 2024. And the interview will be arranged. And remember, you can have an early application, which means that you can starting to apply now because there's a limited quota for scholarships. And for the application document here, you need to have your diploma. If you haven't have your diploma, which means let's say you're graduating this year, you can request from your university right now the pre-graduation certificate. You can use this. And also for the scan of notarized copy of academic transcript. So you can request the current academic transcript that you have, and just before registration later, you can have your completed academic transcript you bring with you. So your current academic transcript, let's say you only have the 7th semester, all 7 semester courses you already have, you can submit it for your transcript. Photocopy of passport, you need to look at your passport validity period. Okay, you make sure that it is valid and you can use it for the passport because it is needed for the application, and also proof of Chinese or English proficiency, and then the study experience resume. So the study experience resume, you can download the template from the website, and then it's available in the link description below. You have your study period you fill in here from your high school study. So from your high school, let's say your high school in some university, in some school, and then you fill in your undergraduate study. Undergraduate. Or you can also write bachelor's. Yeah, bachelor's degree. So you can see, you can type here a name of school in the start and end time, and then you can fill in your signature and your date. Okay, remember, fill in your study in chronological order from high school to your bachelor's degree study. Anyway, we are going to continue here for the recommendation letter. Remember, you need to have recommendation letter to from professors or associate professors. If your teacher have only the title of assistant professor or lecturer, they cannot provide the recommendation letter, and it will be automatically revoked later from the application. Remember, you must have the recommendation letter from professors or associate professors. And for the study or research plan, please remember that we have a template. You can use it, minimum 800 words. For the research plan template, here you can see that you can re-edit this one. If you are applying for master, you can make a master here, or PhD. It's according to your own condition. So let's say you're a master. This one is a template only for your reference. So you do not need to submit, you do not have to follow this, but this one helps you to create a very good research plan. So let's say your highest qualification is like bachelor's degree, and it is a third degree, and you can use here to contact the professors, which I will send the link in the description below about the list of the professors. So you can see which professor you want to contact them. You can put their name here, and then you can use that to, you edit this template for your provisional topic description of proposed research, your research context and background. You can see here it briefly describes the section which helps you to create a very good research plan. And then you write your aims and objectives of research, what are you aiming to achieve in your research, and so on. Research question, research methodology, your previous research. Let's say you are applying for master, you can say your previous bachelor's research, right? Previous undergraduate research. If you're applying for PhD, you can say your previous undergraduate and master research if you have, right? Yeah, so if you are completed your research at the master's level, you can explain, your research background, the key readings, bibliography, and other things you can input here in the research plan. Remember, this is very important for you to make your study plan, and you can also use this study or research plan. You can request that to the professor to Tianjin University to make sure you have the acceptance letter. So acceptance letter is actually not required, but it is highly recommended for you to try to have it and request from the professors. In the link below and in the link here, you can download the contacts of the professors of Tianjin University, which you can try to contact them through email and try to send your research plan, maybe your CV, your resume, your research paper, your publication, your research experience, put it in the email and send it to the professors. And make sure you have refined your research plan template carefully so that a professor can notice it and see whether they want to support you for the acceptance letter. So the acceptance letter is actually a template which you can send to them. And this letter template you can download from the link in the below and also from the link in the website. This one is which you can send to the professors to help you to support for acceptance letter. You can fill in here your full name, your date of birth, gender, passport, telephone, study level, nationality, email, major applied, your photo, language of instruction, your institution of highest education, and your average score. And this one is to be filled by the professor or the Tianjin University professor that would like to support you. So you ask them to, let's say they want to support you, you send this and ask them to fill their information and also what is their assessment of your own, because this will be filled by them, and then request their signature, and then you can continue to use this to upload to the application portal. And for the photocopy of foreigner physical examination form, you can click to download the template, which you can see here. You can go to the government hospital, or you can ask your, if you're in China, you can ask your teacher which hospital you can go to conduct this physical examination record for foreigners. And for those of you who are in your own country, you can go to the hospital and send them and show to them this report that you have to have your medical checkup according to this blanks. So remember, the official way is that you also request the official stamp from the hospital, signature of the physician, and also the date of the physical examination. And after that, if you are in China, you can submit this photocopy of visa, and then for the scan of certificate of non-criminal records, if you are right now a fresh graduate, let's say you will be graduating this year, you can request an application of good record of conduct and performance certificate from a university, or also called 良好证明. So this one is the certificate which you can use to provide a good record of conduct and performance certificate instead of non-criminal records. You can provide this, you can request it from the police station. It's up to you, either certificate of non-criminal records or certificate of good conduct and performance certificate. Okay, so the other attachment is that you need to submit the scholarship application form, and then if you are from the School of Architecture, you must submit a video presentation and also eWorks collection. And for the university scholarship, which I will explain later about the scholarship, is the Tianjin Government Scholarship and the Tianjin University Scholarship in School of Civil Engineering. You should submit the application form and submit the certificate of deposit from banks or the income certificate for the financial guarantor. Okay, if you already have published papers or formal acceptance notification, you can submit it. And let's say you are participating in a research project in let's say in a research center or with your professor, you can request to them a relevant certificate which prove your participation and contribution in research project, because it will be useful for the teachers in Tianjin University to also evaluate your research potential for the master, especially let's say in your study plan you want to do research. This can be a useful background. Let's say you do not have like published papers here or whatever, but let's say you contribute into a mini project or you participate and contribute in research for some time in your undergraduate study in your university, you can request a relevant certificate from your professor or from your supervisor for participating research in the research project. And the application remarks here, if your certificate or all your documents, let's say you are from other country that does not provide your document in Chinese or English, you have to go to the notarial translation service that will help to translate your documents, and then the original and the certificate translation should be submitted together to the application system. So make sure that you already complete all of that, and make sure all your standards, which means the language standards that we need, which is this English certificate or the Chinese certificate, HSK, IELTS or TOEFL, it must be fulfilled. If you only have, let's say IELTS is 5.5, I'm sorry, it will be automatically rejected. So make sure you fulfill the standard. So next, you do not need to apply visa now. You only need to apply visa after we send you the admission notice later, if you already admitted, the admission notice and the visa documents. So let's